This time we're doing a daily with zombies. My sort of friend. I don't actually like this deck very much anymore. Like, it used to be pretty sweet in the old one where people were playing slower decks and zombies had a lot of just grindy nonsense games. But now zombies is kind of different. Like, it's got blood artists and connoisseurs and high priests that you try to grind them out a different way. It's not as aggressive, not as reliable as like just Boros or Jund. But figured I'd play something different. This is like one of the few decks people still play. So, I mean, the premise of the deck hasn't changed. You have the best one-drops in the format. The best consistent ones, I should say. Since Champ and Stormcroak Noble are still better. But Gravecrawler and Diregraphical are very good still. And they're your BFFs. You always want to see at least two in your opening hand. But, I mean, sometimes you don't. And Hyrule and Draw's Messenger backing them up as always. Draw's Messenger being one of the better cards in the deck. Probably the reason to play the deck. If Draw's Messenger didn't exist, there'd be basically no reason to play Mono Black. I mean, Hyrule ain't nothing to smile at. And this deck, most zombie decks in general now have a sacrifice theme, like Conley's deck at Pro Tour Barcelona. Basically have 4 Blood Artists, the art on which is very, very good. 3 Altar's Reap and 3 Bloodfort Connoisseurs for sacrifice outlets. And of course things just die in combat as well. But you have the sacrifice outlets because you also have High Priests. So you sacrifice things and then High Priest them out. What you want to do is hopefully play Gravecrawler, then sacrifice it to Altar's Reap, replay it, and then it's untapped, so High Priest it out. And I also have some Bloodline Keepers in here just for a good late game. Like, the only high impact card in this deck at all is Draw's Messenger, and I guess sometimes Blood Artist if you have a good board state. But just Draw's Messenger doesn't do it, like if you don't draw one. So I have Bloodline Keepers in here because Blood Gift Demon is way too expensive, and Bloodline Keeper can block Falcon or Aristocrat multiple times. And of course, 7 removal spells, 4 Tragic Slips, and 3 Deadweights to kill just random creatures that are good against you. And the board's kind of weird. It's a bunch of 3-ofs. 3 Appetite for Brains against Control, and Spring against a Jund for all the cards I can't beat. Like Garrick, Huntmaster, Wolfir Silverheart, and Aristocrat. And of course against like Miracle and Grixis you get their curses, their miracle cards, things like that. I guess the only miracle card you can get is really Temporal Isolation and Terminus, but Crypt Keeper for Reanimator and for, I guess, Dredge. People don't really play that anymore. Yeah, I mean, you gotta have something, and it's at least attacks. It's not like you can't play Grafdigger's Cage, because, I mean, you could, but there's no reason to, since it just nerfs your Gravecrawlers and Draw's Messengers. Severs against Miracle, Jund, just the Mirror, anything that you need to get rid of their creatures, but they're too large. Like, against Boros, you just bring in the Human Frailties. Actually, it's the only matchup I bring in Human Frailty in. And the Witchbane Orbs are for control again. Like, Grixis gets their Curse of Death's Hold, their Bonfire of the Damned. If I notice, like, a green-red deck, no black, just green-red, like the Anaheim winner, bring Witchbane Orbs against that, because they have 4 Bonfires in their deck. But, I mean, deck's fairly straightforward. I don't actually like it a bunch, because I think that its Game 1 is significantly, by leaps and bounds, much better than its Games 2 and 3. Like, you're playing Mono Black, so your sideboard's not going to be very good to begin with. And most decks in this format are 2 to 3 colors anyway. And so if you're playing 3 colors, you have a lot more board options. And I'm only playing 1 color, so I have to play like Crypt Keeper and Appetite for Brains. These are cards I don't like playing in a normal sideboard. But, I mean, the Game 1 is powerful enough to warrant the sideboard generally. At least that's the hope. I'm coming to realize more and more that, like I was playing it earlier, Game 1 isn't actually the end-all be-all you would expect it to be. because you can start off blazing fast like Gravecaller into Ghoul, Dross Messenger or something like that. But, I mean, that doesn't happen every game, because you'll draw, like, Squire over here. And, I hate this card. Like, sometimes he just wrecks, but when he doesn't, he's pretty much useless. That's not a variance I particularly like. But sometimes you don't draw, like, that God draw. You just have some Blood Artists that are 0-1s and can attack. You have some, like, Highborn Ghouls and Bloodflow Connoisseurs. And so you're, like, attacking for 1 or 2 a turn, and hoping things die, so your Blood Artists can trigger. I mean, it's not super reliable. Meanwhile, they're attacking you with 5/5 Champion of the Parishes or indestructible Falconwrath Aristocrats. It's just not pretty. But, as I said, I hadn't played this deck, so figured I'd give it a shot. And I've actually already played the daily. You can see the event right here. I'm not giving away the results yet. But, yeah. Next video you see will be in round 1. We'll see how we do.